We are live now with Adriana Sanchez. She is the secretary for the Sports and Recreation, the Department of Sports and Recreation in Puerto Rico. And thank you for your time. A lot of people have been asking me about the new changes to the executive order, specifically what they can do as it involves going outside and exercising, surfing, running on the beach, swimming. So take it away. Tell us what's now allowed.
Well, thank you. Yes, the governor announced yesterday her new executive order regarding all the new activities, economic and social activities that the citizens of Puerto Rico are now able to do. This includes opening beaches, some reservoirs of the Department of Natural Resources, and also golf clubs. So this means that people can now go to the beach and practice a specific activity or sports. It's not like the people can go to the beach and get their umbrellas out and just get by to pass the day. But you can go and perform specific sporting activities such as swimming, paddleboarding, kayak, surfing in all of the different modalities that they have. And then also they can continue running, walking, cycling, which were permitted since the last executive order. So now you have a bigger places or more places where you can go and exercise.
So surfing is now allowed.
Yeah, surfing, windsurfing, canoeing, kayak. So all individual sports or activities that you don't need anybody else to perform them. Now you can go to the beach and do it.
No sunbathing.
No sunbathing yet at this stage, because we've seen what has happened in other states. For example, Florida, California. They were a little bit more flexible with their parameters regarding the recreational activities, and then they saw a spike in the contagion, the COVID. So right now we're just going step by step, little by little, just at least allowing the citizens to go to the beach, have their exercise, refresh their mind also, because exercise, we know that impacts lots of parts of your life, not only physical, but also emotional. And I think people in Puerto Rico are very well accustomed to having those kind of activities, and it's time now that we can go out and do them.
What type of enforcement is there for people who don't follow the rules?
Well, obviously, police department is out there. They've been doing a great job since the start of the executive orders and the curfews that have been imposed. But we mainly rely on the goodwill and good faith of the citizens. We all know by now our responsibilities and how we've been educated, and we've been receiving all the information we need to keep ourselves safe and keep others safe. So we really rely on the responsibility of the citizens, which has been amazing. I do have to say, people in the most part in Puerto Rico have been excellent, maintaining and following the protocols that we've been putting out. All the medical task force and medical, the health department has done a great job informing the people of how to keep yourself safe while we continue to go back to our not daily lives, but common activities that we used to do.
I have to say, I tell everybody in the States, I think one of the success stories of Puerto Rico's lockdown, if there is one, it's that the people have followed the rules so closely. The majority of people have followed the rules, and that's why it's been successful, if you want to call it that. All right, let's talk about some other changes regarding restaurants and the ability to eat out.
Yes, so right now, restaurants are able to receive customers. They have to keep up to 25% of their normal capacity. So they're going to be receiving up until 7 p.m. So that curfew do still stand still, but people can go out, can go to their restaurants. Obviously, they have to follow protocol. They have to notify the Department of Labor of their contingency plans, how they're gonna be treating employees and the interaction between employees and customers. They have to establish clearly every detail regarding their operation, but they will be able to receive up to 25% of their normal occupancy in customers.
All right, so restaurants can receive 25%. Restaurants are open until what time?
They're open up until 7, but they can deliver food until midnight. So that's a change also. We were now allowing, or the government was allowing, for restaurants to deliver food up until 10 p.m. So with this new order, that is extended up until 12. So customers can be in within the curfew time, which is 7 p.m. to 5 p.m. But then the restaurants can still deliver up until 12 in midnight.
You said 7 p.m. to 5 p.m. What's the curfew time?
5 a.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah.
7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Regarding the airports, San Juan was the only one taking passengers flying in and out. Are the other ones open again? Are they back open, or they're still closed?
No, that's still standing also. All flights are redirected to the San Juan airport, and they're doing screening with the National Guard and monitoring, performing rapid tests for the persons that notify any symptoms.
Okay, all right. In restaurants, do you have to wear a mask?
I believe so, up until you're gonna start eating. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And they have to have. They need to have wash stands for the customers also, so they can wash their hands when they're coming in. That's one of the things they've suggested they're gonna implement.
Like hand sanitizer for customers that go in? Okay. What about gyms? Reopening of gyms?
Well, gyms were still waiting for a second stage of the plan. The department has developed and submitted to the Department of Health and Medical Task Force a very comprehensive plan to reactivate our sports and recreation industry. The first stage that we have suggested, and that is the one that the governor has already included in this order, is what we're talking about individual sports being performed outside and outdoors. So the second stage will have in place groups of people exercising or training up to 6 persons with 1 coach or 1 trainer. Obviously safeguarding what we all know about the distancing and the different measures to protect themselves. So the gyms would be able to, if our recommendations are followed or accepted by the governor, gyms could start operating the next stage of the reactivation of our sports industry, with the limitations that we have established about 6 persons, obviously cleaning all the equipment, which is one of the main concerns that we have. Also, we've seen that the medical community has been very unanimously stating that indoor activities are, more a focus, to say so, of spreading. So we have to be very careful when we start, the sports in indoor facilities.
All right, so no gyms right now. That's phase 2.
No gyms right now. That would be, yeah.
All right, so kayak rowing, surfing, golf, walking, running, cycling, all of that outdoors is good. You can do it anytime between 5 a.m. and 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Correct. Yes, that's also a change, because in the last executive order, there was a time limitation for exercising from 5 a.m. until 3 p.m. So that has been now extended, so the community can go out within the normal hours that we all have.
Technically, the beaches are still closed?
Yes, they're closed for sunbathing, but people can access. Yeah, people can access them to perform their exercises.
Got it. Okay, I'm just looking over some bullet points here. What did I leave out that you want to add?
I do wanted to address also our high performance athletes and national teams that there has been concern, obviously, because we are in the middle of the Olympic cycle. Olympic Games have been postponed to 2021, but
Okay.
still our athletes are competing, so they will be also able to reactivate their trainings and restart their trainings at the Olympic facility that we have here in Salinas. So that's what the department is going to issue some guidelines about all the activities that the citizens can perform, how the golf clubs can reopen, and how our athletes of our national teams that are going to be representing Puerto Rico in some individual sports, all the guidelines of how they can start their training. So we're basically covering all the population in Puerto Rico. Everybody's going to be able to go out and start a little bit more of their outdoor exercise, which I know they are in dear need to do.
So just to be clear, the Olympic facility in Salinas is going to be reopened?
We're going to reopen. Yeah, we're going to allow them to reopen under very strict protocols. We're going to have them be certifying as other industries and entities. They're going to have to certify their protocol not only for cleaning, which is obviously, but also for the athletes. They're going to have the athletes tested, and they're going to have to keep the department informed of every little detail so we can make sure that they are in good health, and also their family members. So, but yeah, we're going to allow the Olympic facility to be open just for the athletes that are going to be identified as athletes that have either already classified for Olympics or are in the path of classifying.
Getting ready.
And
Okay.
also, yeah, just for them.
Somebody was asking, what about tennis?
Tennis is still not part of the activities you can perform right now in this stage. It
Really?
was,
Because you can play
yeah.
tennis from far away.
Well, but we limited to the sports that you can only perform by yourself. So in this case, tennis, you do need a partner. Also, there's gonna be, that would imply reopening also tennis facilities. So we're just gonna be keeping it a little bit slow on that. But for stage 2, we do are recommending that tennis will be included, as well as the gyms and other sports that you could perform with at least 6 persons, which would be the next stage we're recommending. 6 persons, maintaining social distance and every protection.
Somebody said, what about rental equipment? I don't know exactly what.
Well, right now, concessionaries for rental equipment are not allowed to be. So this would mean that if you want to paddle, you do need your own paddle board. Or if you're going to surf, you do need to have your own equipment. Right now, we're not allowing the rental of the equipment. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's pretty good. I mean, somebody said, just run through the beaches again. So again,
Yeah.
pools are not open, right? They cannot open private pools.
No, private pools still are not in the
Private pools, no.
order.
Beaches are not open for hanging out on the beach, sitting on the beach, laying on the beach, but you can access the beach to get in the water. Can you access the beach to do yoga on the beach?
I will have to see if that could be included in the guidelines that we issued. It's not currently included, but I will see through it.
Yeah, that's a relevant question. I mean, because you can do yoga by yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but that would put somebody on the beach. So
exactly,
I want to make it clear so that those people don't get arrested, because what we've learned about Puerto Rico is they will enforce the rules. Other states kind of look the other way when people violate the rules, but in Puerto Rico, they will come and arrest you.
We're gonna issue our guidelines hopefully this afternoon, night at most. So I encourage people to be on the lookout for our webpage and social media, so they can have all the details about the activities. But yoga, I will look it through.
But wait a minute, is this the first time you're releasing this information?
I've been talking a little bit about it, but we have not issued the guidelines yet.
Wow.
And
Well, there you go. People are hearing it for the first time. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the comments. So people are very happy to hear that you're going to look into yoga, because you can definitely do that by yourself. You don't need,
Mhm.
I
What
think
we do need to do is just remind the citizens that still the prohibition to be in gatherings that stands still, so people cannot gather. So in that sense, that's the analysis we need to make. For example, yoga, because that prohibition still is still standing.
and
So yeah.
being outside. What about just like I want to go to my cousin's house in the next municipality over? Can I do that?
I believe you can do that because that's your family,
Right.
part of nucleus.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think you answered the questions. The last word is yours. Anything I didn't ask that you want to add?
No, just thank the people of Puerto Rico that have been so amazing during these times. We all know it's very difficult, especially for us. We're very active. We have a very active culture, sports, entertainment. So I know it's very hard on us, but they've been doing great, and we encourage them to keep doing it. And we are working to provide them with the activities they want to do, but also in a safely manner. So just maintain your patience. I know it's hard, but we are always looking after you and want to have your best interest in hand, first
And
and foremost.
we should be clear, if you are a visitor to Puerto Rico, you are subject to these rules.
For sure. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Also, hotel restaurants, now that you talk about visitors, hotel restaurants will be able to receive customers in the same manner as every other restaurant with the 25%. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. What about churches? Somebody asked.
Yes, they are able to perform their services starting this weekend, actually, because they were granted an exception to the executive order that's in force right now. So they're going to be able to perform their services and obviously state the protocols to maintain the safety, but they are going to be able to perform services.
And regarding the exercising, Susan Ortego Ocampo just asked, when can we start doing that?
That would be from the 26th, which is the first day of the new executive order that it enters
Oh, so
into
this is
place. So that's
not
March.
effective immediately. This doesn't start until the 26th.
No, this starts on the 26th.
Oh,
Yes. Yes, on the 26th. So that's why we're issuing our guidelines before that. So people are well informed of what they can do and how they can do it.
gotcha. So again, in terms of hotels, hotels can now serve people food, but they can't do the beaches. They can't run that. And what about the
Well,
hotel? The
the
hotel
beaches,
food?
as we said, visitors can access the beaches in the hotels to
Right, but they
perform
can
the
set up the
activities.
chairs to tan and all that kind of stuff.
No, no, that no.
But what about the pools at the hotels? That's closed?
That is close. I do have a conversation pending with the tourism company director about this, but as it stands, they're supposed to be closed. So yeah,
Okay.
but we do have that conversation to discuss a little bit further.
Okay. All right. Somebody just said, can beaches and pools open up next week? The answer is no. On the 26th,
Mhm.
the beaches will be available for you to access, but you can't
Yes.
hang out on the beach. But
Yes.
you're going to find out about yoga. Um,
Yes.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. I appreciate the information. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.